What's going on, guys? A quick video for you today. If you follow me on Twitter, you knew that I had a little bit of a back and forth with IMV Gaming, and I'm proud to have Alex on with me now.
hmm
I was not aware that you guys had basically walked away from the NCAA license. I thought that it was something you were still actively trying to get. In fact, people today on Twitter showed you it almost seems like the community doesn't completely know or understand that you've actually walked away from that. And your goal right now is to create a fully customizable football game. So, is that true? You no longer are seeking, for the time being, the NCAA license.
I wouldn't say that we aren't seeking it, Ryan. I think it's more of a case of priorities. I think that's something that um, maybe even something that Cal Anderson pointed out last year about our product and saying that we were focusing more on the things or the icing on the cake rather than the foundation. So in looking back at everything that happened in the Kickstarter, that was one of the things we can say back and say that we learned in the month prior when I think a lot of people thought we were dead or dying or stopped doing what we were doing. That's one of the things we were assessing, the fact that, focusing on the licensing portion of it is not really going to get us the farthest right now. The biggest thing for us would be to build the best game, to have the best mechanics, to have the best gameplay, the visuals that are really going to set Gridiron Champions apart from the crowd. So we decided that that should be our focus right now. Also, being that, one of our founders works at Penn State University in the marketing office, we were able to speak with one of the licensing chairs directly and find out, what is their relationship with CLC and how the process would be for us to even obtain the license of, a major iconic school like Penn State University, right? So he basically walked us through the process and informed us that he was one of the original people, because when EA Sports originally launched their title, he was one of the guys for Penn State that sat in the room. And so it was a lot of money exchange. And he just informed us, it would take a large undertaking from a funding standpoint to obtain licenses for those large schools, and also a reassuring that there would be no more litigation on the part that they would possibly take heat for. So with that being understood, Cameron and I took it upon ourselves to say, okay, well, if it's gloomy, to say the least, to possibly get, licenses for the large schools. And I mean, of course, it's realistic to say, okay, could possibly get one or two schools from each conference here, one or two here there, because obviously, some schools need more attention than others. I think that's pretty fair to say. But at the same time, if you want to do a fully licensed product, like initially we could say that we wanted to do, then I think it would be unrealistic to undertake that in the beginning. But it would be more fair, which was what we were informed to at the beginning, not even just talking with that man, but also talking to the CLC directly and their whole licensing directly. It would be more beneficial to us and our product itself to create a generic game to start out with, and to also build up a client base, and also, build up some realm of pre-sales or orders and funding itself, because that then gives proof of concept to those schools, universities, investors, and everybody else. So everybody wins. So that's kind of why we circled back to that and just said that, honestly, that's not in our best interest right now. It's not what the community wants. Yeah, they might want licensing, say they want this, that, and the third. But if we put out a crappy game with all licensed schools, that's not going to get us anywhere. So that's why we made the decision not to pursue licensing initially. We just feel like the gameplay mechanics and everything else, pretty much the foundation of a good game to us is more important than the license. I feel like if we create a good game, have good sales, and that way, that's the way the community can show that they really want it, then we can take those numbers and all the information and everything to those schools, CLC, Learfield, and say, hey, these are their stats, so they're undeniable. This is what we've done for what we have, and we know we can do more because they want their license logos, universities, and stadiums, and everything else. And then we will more than likely be able to pursue licensing. I think we've taken a proactive approach about doing so on Twitter, whether it's myself, Cameron, or any of the other independent individuals that help run our Twitter account or social media, Facebook, email, whatever the case may be. But as far as going through our YouTube comment sections and things like that, obviously, one of the guy that ran our Twitter today showed me the tweet of something on the QJB's channel, and obviously he has a huge following. So, I mean, we would not take the time to go through all of the scour all those comments to answer every question. That's something that we would devote to him as a brand ambassador to clear up. So we have spoken directly to him. He's agreed that we will make a follow-up video where he clarifies all that, and all of our brand ambassadors will do so as well. We already had plans to announce more on the generic team front anyway in the coming weeks. But with that being brought to our attention, we will now, take a more proactive approach and get in front of it in more of a proactive manner. So I think that would be a good thing.
And let me say, I agree completely with how you guys have reevaluated building the game. I will say that just personally, a lot of the retweeting, a lot of the hashtag bring back greatness, a lot of the responses to people showing the NCAA games, in my opinion, goes a far way toward kind of cultivating that mindset that you're bringing an NCAA branded game when, as you said right now, very intelligently, that's not the focus.